Hey, it's me, GV, and welcome to this week's Sup Saturdays, ladies and gentlemen, where we'll be ranking the Dark Souls 1 bosses. You may be asking yourself, well, why not rank all FromSoft bosses? And mainly it comes down to that video would take 400,000 million years to make, and I don't have the attention span for that. I'd rather just do, break them up into game by game. For those that don't know, I'm a massive Soulsborne / FromSoft / Dark Souls / Bloodborne / it's every Elden Ring, everything fan. I have a tattoo representing the Astral Clock Tower from Bloodborne going down into the bonfire from Dark Souls and the eclipse from Dark Souls 3. Big fan. So we're going to go through all of the bosses in Dark Souls 1, obviously major spoilers, etc., etc., etc. We got an S tier, A, B, C, and trash tier. And let's jump right into it. And before we get started, I highly recommend Dark Souls 1 if you haven't played it, so if you do want to play it, consider not watching this video, basically. Also, if you like this video, leaving likes, comments, subscribing with the bell turned on all helps out this channel and series to grow. And check out my Twitch in the bottom link below, and check out the Patreon as well. Okay, let's get started. Looks like the first one is going to be the Four Kings. For those that don't know, this is basically it's not just four. I'm assuming they averaged it out to be four, but it's a time-based battle where you fall down and you have to fight these four kings. And if you take too long, more and more will spawn and you'll be overwhelmed, basically. This boss is weird because you have to have the Covenant of Artorias ring equipped, so it takes one of your ring slots away. And then B, yeah, it's like a time-based battle. But ultimately, once you get them down, they're not really that bad. However, extremely memorable for your first time in Dark Souls. I am placing them in the A tier. Yeah, it's just one of those fights that you really have a hard time with at first, and then when you overcome, you're extremely proud. Looks like next up we have the Gaping Dragon. This guy is a joke. Design-wise, he's a bit of a mess. I don't really like how elongated he is. Elongatored he is, because he looks like a weird gator. I don't know. This boss I'm not a big fan of. He's massive. He's got these teeth things, which is cool, but you hit his little dongly head to deal extra damage. Cut off his tail, I believe. I think it's been a while since. Yeah, I think you cut off his tail and he just doesn't do the tail whip, or he can't really hit you with the tail whip anymore. Yeah, not a fan of the Gaping Dragon. I think that he is a weaker boss in the grand scheme of things. He could have been much better. I'm going to put him in the C tier. Next up, we have, what the heck is that? Ah, it's Sif the Great Wolf. Okay, I was like, what the heck is that thing? Obviously, everybody loves Sif the Great Wolf, one of the most popular bosses of all time in terms of lore implications. Nobody likes killing the poor doggo. Fun fact, you can cripple the legs, and then it'll whimper and limp. It's awful. It's protecting its master's grave and its master's sword. Yeah, it's it's got the lore elements. In terms of the actual boss fight, it's not all that interesting, to be honest. It's just a wolf with a giant sword kind of swinging it at you, and that's about it. I'm honestly going to put Sif in B. He's a close A. He is really close to A. I always forget if Sif is female or male. I think Sif is male. Really close to A, but if we're looking at it as an actual boss fight itself, yeah, just a big, again, a big wolf with a sword that swings at you a lot, and that's basically it. But it has the lore reasons and everything like that. Next up, what is that? Looks like that is Gwyn, Lord of Cinder, the final boss in the video game. You beat Gwyn and it immediately ends the video game in Dark Souls 1. Well, you have to choose one of the two endings, but you can't do anything else. Gwyn, Lord of Cinder is really cool. I like him a lot as a boss. He always destroys me every time because he's a little more aggressive than normal Dark Souls 1 bosses. He is very hard for me. Obviously, if you parry, he's easy. Everybody loves to point that out. But in general, the pleen, plon, and the look of him and his aggro, it definitely puts him in A tier for me. I think Gwyn is a very strong final boss. Some people may want some giant monster, but I like how it's just basically a dude. Next up, I have to really look closely at these because it's hard to tell what these bosses even are. Oh, that must be the Iron Giant. Yeah. Okay, next up, the Iron Giant. Weird fight. You fight him at the top of Sen's fortress, and he can kind of wobble off and fall off, or he can also just jump off. So if that happens, it's a trash tier boss. Otherwise, he just does a lot of slams. He's got a wind attack. All in all, a bit more forgettable than the other bosses, but not really a weak boss. I wouldn't put him in C tier. I probably would put him in B tier. But very near the bottom of B tier, just one of the more forgettable ones. We have got, let's switch it up a little bit. We have got Priscilla, half-breed, cross-breed Priscilla, whatever it's called. This boss is quite interesting. She's got a gigantic scythe and goes invisible. If you cut off her tail, you get a dagger or two. I think Priscilla's dagger 1. I always get it confused with the Artorias daggers. Yeah, and you have to watch her footsteps in the snow or poison her and see the poison mist within her in order to see where she is. So interesting boss. You deal enough damage to her and she reveals. Also optional. She does not fight you when you enter her arena. I am going to put Crossbreed Priscilla in the A tier. I like her flavor-wise and also lore-wise, and also just that I love scythes, and yeah, the fact that she goes invisible, a little cheap, but hey. We've got our first S tier easily, and that's going to be your boys Ornstein and Smo. For those that don't know, or do they have 2 different ones, or is that just considered one? I don't know, but either way, we're going to put Ornstein and Smo up in S tier because that was the oh shit moment when you first play through Dark Souls, when you realize there's a gank fight. For those that don't know, Ornstein and Smo is a 2-on-1 fight, but it's not that hard when you use the pillars to block them and get chip damage in, and then whoever you kill first is destroyed and powers up the second version. So really, there's like 2 different versions of the fight, which is cool as well. S tier easy. I think that's the Moonlight Butterfly. Yes, the Moonlight Butterfly, which instantly goes into trash tier. This is a boss where if you don't have melee, it's a lot of just, if you don't have ranged options, it's a lot of just waiting around and rolling, which is not fun. And then it's extremely weak and just a joke as a boss. It has like 3 attacks, has like explosion and like 2 missile attacks. Trash tier boss. Don't like the Moonlight Butterfly because I always wield 2 giant 2-handed weapons, and yeah, you need range to make this a fun fight, which is lame. You should not force players to have a certain option when they're fighting bosses IMO. Then we have Manus of the Abyss, which I'm also going to put, I believe, in S tier, in front of Ornstein and Smo. Manus of the Abyss is the final boss of the DLC and is crazy. I love how he looks. And he is very tough, but fair, I would say. He is much faster than normal bosses in the base game, and yeah, his giant hand attacks and outrunning all of his stuff and his aggro. I really like this boss. I think he is an S tier boss when it comes to Dark Souls 1. Then we have Sanctuary Guardian here, which is the first boss you encounter in the DLC. This boss is annoying as hell. I am not as big of a fan of this boss because I feel like he is not as fair. You can cut off his tail for his barbed wire tail. He is just unbelievably aggressive, and if you have the wrong build, good luck. He is quite annoying, and again, I think unfair. I do like him as a boss if he were a little more fair, but I'm going to put him in B tier, honestly, because, yeah, he just generally, I remember in my SL1 run where you don't level up, he was one of the worst things possible that we encountered. Okay, then we have Gravelord Nito, which is real Nito, one of the Lord Souls in Dark Souls 1. I love this boss flavor-wise. I love this boss lore-wise. I love his look. I love his design. He's also got like kind of a big scythe, I think, or at least like a big like red ethereal blade. The only thing is that when you fight him, you have to fight all the skeletons along with him, and if you don't have a holy weapon, or if you don't get lucky with him exploding and killing his own minions, it's quite an annoying fight. That being said, I still think Gravelord Nito is A tier. I love this fight when it goes my way somewhat. When it doesn't, it's quite annoying. Then we have, what the heck is that? I legitimately cannot tell what that is. I have no idea what boss that is. We'll save that for later, I guess. We have Gwendolin or Guinevere, or I always get the name wrong because there's Gwen, then this is Gwendolin, Dark Sun Gwendolin, right? This one is an interesting fight. You're in a hallway, and they get up on like tendrils and will shoot stuff at you. And yeah, once you actually get the hang of the fight, it's not at all that difficult. It's a little more unique, a little more gimmicky, but I enjoy it. I think it's a cool fight. I like that it switches it up, and you have to run up to Gwendolin and hit them before they disappear, and then rinse and repeat and just keep chasing them down this hallway. I'm gonna put them in the B tier above the Iron Giant. There's so many fire things, it's hard to tell what this stuff is. I think this is the Centipede Demon. This tier list has a bunch of poop emojis on it. I'm assuming because it's so hard to tell what anything is. This is the Centipede Demon, I believe, which I am going to put in an easy C tier. The Centipede Demon is really annoying. Basically, it spawns in a big area of lava. You can cut off its tail for an early orange charred ring, or you get it anyways if you kill him. And then you can't really go anywhere because you can cut off his tail and then equip the ring, I guess, and then be able to fight him within the lava, but no one's going to do that. You're going to stay near the front. And it's really annoying because he gets close to the camera and just jumps, and it's very hard to tell when you can actually attack him. So I find that fight quite annoying. Definitely C tier. I kind of like that it's just this crazy Centipede Demon and his tail will come alive. But outside of that, the fight is just too annoying to be a well-designed fight, in my opinion. Oh my god, I can't tell what any of these things are. Genuinely. I can say, I think it looks like this is the Asylum Demon, the very first boss you encounter, which I will put in B tier solely because it's your first oh shit moment. I think I said Ornstein and Smowar, but this is when you first played. You go, oh my god, it's a boss right off the bat. What am I supposed to do? Purely gets B tier just for that. We've seen this guy so many times in Dark Souls, big giant demon with a big giant hammer. But yeah, B tier for the oh my god moment. It looks like Stray Demon is next. I'm not sure which is which. This is the optional one where you come back to the prison and you can fall down for a harder fight. C tier, just the same idea, just rinse and repeat. And then that means there must be another one. I think this right here is the Demon Fire Sage. Again, it's so hard to tell. This also gets C tier, even behind this, because once you get to the Demon Ruins, it's just rinse and repeat for so many different bosses. There's so many bosses back to back to back to back. And yeah, the two demon clones go here. Yeah, this is getting quite difficult. One of these is Quelaag for sure. This is Seath the Scaleless. We know that. Seath the Scaleless goes in, I think, the top of B tier. Seath the Scaleless is super hyper annoying for his curse. He can curse you, and then you're just dead when you first see him, which I don't like at all. And then basically this fight is just a lot of kind of circling him and whacking away his tail if you want the Moonlight Greatsword. He looks visually great, but yeah, you have to break the crystal or else he'll be invincible. And yeah, I don't know. He's for the Lord Soul, he's one of the more forgettable ones, I feel like. Not forgettable because he looks cool, but just forgettable because the fight is not all that difficult. You're just basically running around him and having him constantly circle around because he's so large, and yeah, you just whack away at him. What is that second picture there? I genuinely can't tell what these are. I flat out cannot. I think I can see Calamite? Oh, we've got the Bell Gargoyles here. I'm going to have to pull up a list of bosses to see what the heck these are supposed to be. This is definitely the Gargoyles. This is another oh shit moment when you have a 2-on-1 fight. You think you're fighting one, but it turns out to be two. I'm definitely putting this in A tier, probably here. I like the Bell Gargoyles fight. I like that it kind of challenges you and forces you to go, oh crap, I have to fight two things at once. Pro tip, use gold pine resin. You'll absolutely destroy them. And go for the tail. I can't tell which one is Quelaag and which one is the Bed of Chaos. yeah, these are so hard to see. This is the Capra Demon here. Capra Demon is going to be C tier for me, probably bottom of C tier. Capra Demon, you walk in and there's 2 dogs that attack you. Once you kill the dogs, the Capra Demon is fine. Plus, they copy and paste the Capra Demon over and over and over near the end of the game. Once you get past the initial BS of the dogs, it's not really that great of a fight. It's just basically this guy that kind of goes and charges at you with 2 machetes, and you just dodge them over and over. A little forgettable once you've played the game a decent amount of times, I would say. I really cannot tell who these are. I know I keep saying that. These pictures were just like kind of the worst chosen pictures, I would say. This is definitely Artorias in the DLC. Artorias is going to get probably near the top of A tier for me. I know people probably want me to put him in S tier, but ultimately, yeah, you know what? He is S tier. I put him at the bottom of S tier for me personally. I think people give Artorias a little too much credit. Visually, he's awesome, but in terms of a fight, it's a lot of just him jumping at you and you rolling. But yeah, I do like the fight. For Dark Souls 1, it is an S tier. Plus, visually and lore-wise, he's very important and looks very cool. Okay, I'm trying to like get these down by process of elimination. Who the heck do we have left? I can't. One of these is Quelaag and one of these is the Bed of Chaos, but I have no idea. We're just going to call this one the Bed of Chaos, which is an easy, don't even have to think about it, bottom of trash tier. This is literally probably my least favorite boss in all of Dark Souls. For those that don't know, complete gimmick fight. You have 2 orbs that you have to destroy, but it's so frustrating getting to the orbs because you'll fall within the ground, and it is one of the most annoying experiences in the entirety of Dark Souls, FromSoft, Soulsborne, etc. I hate the Bed of Chaos. Easy bottom of trash tier. Which then I'm going to say that this is... What's the other fire? I can't tell what that is at all. One of these is Quelaag, and then what is the other one? Did we do Calamite? We did not do Calamite, so maybe one of these is Calamite? Maybe this is Calamite? What is that? I don't know. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. One of these is the Taurus Demon, but which one? Maybe this? Or maybe that's Calamite. I'm going to say that's Calamite. Maybe this is Taurus Demon because it's out in the open. God, this is so hard to tell. Taurus Demon is also copied and pasted like the Capra Demon, but is pretty cool when you first fight. He's pretty gosh darn easy, though. I'm going to put him probably below the Capra Demon in C tier. Yeah, and I'll put these above the Stray Demons because at least they're unique. Taurus Demon is very, very, very easy. Pro tip, when you go to fight him, climb up and then kill the 2 archer guys, and sometimes he'll even jump off to his death. Okay, I'm going to say this is Quelaag. I have no idea. Quelaag goes in easy A tier. Yeah, I enjoy Quelaag quite a bit. Plus, she's got spider tits. The only thing that's annoying is when they spread the SpaghettiOs all over the ground and you can't like walk anywhere and then you get comboed to death. Pretty freaking annoying, but otherwise a very memorable fight for Dark Souls. Very memorable design, not just because of the spider tits. Yeah, it definitely goes there. Okay, who do we have left by process of elimination? Calamite is one for sure. And then who are the other bosses that I'm forgetting? I'm thinking about Great Hollow. I'm thinking about going up to the Gargoyles. I'm thinking about Sen's Fortress. I'm thinking about Anor Londo. I'm thinking about... Oh, one of these is Pinwheel. Oh, that's Pinwheel right there. Okay, Pinwheel is easy trash. Pinwheel goes probably above Bed of Chaos and Moonlight Butterfly. Pinwheel's a complete joke for those that don't know. He's just kind of this very slow, makes copies of himself and makes fireballs, but he has extremely weak health. And you basically just run in there and absolutely obliterate him. He's quite funny to take down. Which means one of these is Great Dragon Calamite. I'm going to say that that is this one. Great Dragon Calamite is cool. Very cool dragon fight. I enjoy Great Dragon Calamite. He is tough because you have to do a specific interaction before you take him on. But then when you actually fight him one-on-one, one of the more enjoyable experiences, I would say, in Dark Souls. Not quite an S tier for me, but I will put him near the top of A tier, probably below Gwen. And then finally, I have no idea what this is. I've been trying to rack my brain for the whole time. What is it's another fire thing, but what What is still fire? I'm trying to think. You go into the demon ruins. Oh, Ceaseless Discharge. Ceaseless Discharge is probably what that is. That is also a trash boss, basically because you can... We'll probably put him at the top of trash. Ceaseless Discharge is trash because you can run in there, grab his clothes, run back, and then he jumps and you attack his hand and he just dies. He's like a gimmick boss that's basically free unless you get really unlucky. You can fight him one-on-one. I've done it maybe once. I don't even remember what the fight's like. But yeah, there's the tier list for all of Dark Souls 1 bosses. Hopefully they're not missing any. In fact, I'm going to double check just to make sure. Okay, yeah, looks like I got it right. The only thing was that I switched Ceaseless Discharge. This is Quaylag, and this is Ceaseless Discharge. But there we go. That's my tier list for Dark Souls 1, all bosses, including DLC. Do you agree? Do you not agree? Leave your comments below. Leaving likes, comments, subscriptions with the bell turned on, and check out the Patreon, and check out the Twitch. All links are in the description below. Hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, maybe we'll do a Dark Souls 2, 3, Bloodborne, Sekiro, Elden Ring, etc., Demon Souls tier list as well. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.